Alright, okay, bringing you something new for today, delivering massive value as I would say. So, what I got to talk about today is going to be AI, because as far as I can see, it's starting to take over. And in this case, it's going to be Microsoft's AI cloud service. And the reason I'm talking about this, first and foremost, is because of business trends. If you're looking to be in business or really create your own income, create your own lifestyle, it's important to understand what the business trends are. And I really believe that when you can understand these business trends, you'll know where the money is at, so then you can know where to go to get it. So if you like what I got to say, make sure you go and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Anything you want to do, leave comments. It's up to you. So what I got to say is that Microsoft did better than the spectators thought. So what happens really, if you don't know, in business and in stocks and in investing, a business will release on a quarterly basis their earnings. So 4 times a year they're gonna go ahead and release to the public their earnings. So there are organizations, there's people that predict what they think the earnings are gonna be, and they'll put those predictions out, and based on what the earnings actually are usually determines what happens with the stock price. So if they beat earnings, if they make more money than what they think they're going to make, or what other people think they're going to make, then usually the stock goes up. And if they make less money than what the people on the sidelines think they're going to make, then usually the price goes down. In this case, they made more money than what people thought. And that is mainly due to the AI cloud service that they have. So even though it was, a little bit of an increase as to how much earnings they made, it was still a massive increase compared to last year about this time, about 18 to 20% more they made this year in the same time frame. So really what the people on the sidelines, the people who put out these numbers that they think these businesses are going to hit, thought was that personal computers, people buying basically like Microsoft hardware was going to determine the earnings. But what happened was their AI cloud service just blew everything else out of the water. And the reason for that being that businesses are starting to realize the advantages to keeping their information, data, whatever they need to keep on a cloud. Where in the past, it was just basically like storage, right? Like it was like a peace of mind security where businesses could keep their data somewhere and they would not have to worry about it getting, maybe accidentally deleted, lost in a fire. Could be lots of different things that could happen. But now what's going on is they're incorporating AI into these cloud service packages. And I think that's really going to be the future of business, because AI can do various things depending on what the business is. It's already starting to be implemented in like customer relations management software. So they're keeping better track of everything the business is doing. And basically AI is able to use different like algorithms to give advice, to give data to the businesses that can help them, instantly basically to do what they need to do to improve their business and make more money. So the name of Microsoft's cloud service is called Azure, A-Z-U-R-E, and just this service alone had a 48%, so almost 50% increase in income just compared to the past year alone. And I think that's not because like a lot of people didn't know about it. I think that's just because AI has advanced so much in the past year that the capabilities of this service a year ago compared to today are vastly different. So basically, Microsoft owns and manages these data centers. Businesses sign up, and depending on their business structure, what kind of business they are, they can get different services, different packages, where they can use AI to really advance their business and give them more data and information. So for the most part, Microsoft is pretty broad when they're explaining what their capabilities are. And I mean, That makes a lot of sense because, they're not going to put all their cards on the table, especially with a new technology like this. Um, they don't really, at this point, especially want people copying what they're doing. So they don't really explain how this works, like down to the like greatest detail, but they do give basically like a summary of what their AI capabilities are as of right now. So basically, like AI is capable of machine learning, so it can learn. The more data that it gets, the better it gets at trying to figure out a solution, maybe an intended solution, or maybe it can just recognize things that a business never would have thought to even look at in the first place. But either way, as it gets more data over time, it gets smarter and it learns more about the business. There's also things like just speech recognition, computer vision, language, if any translation has to be done. There's basically a lot of things that can be done. And this is just the beginning, really. I mean, I think for the most part, like, these services are in like a trial mode, like they're still being produced. They're by no means like complete. So I think that you can only expect to get better over time with putting this kind of service, implementing it in your business. And even if you don't have a business yet and you're just still thinking about it, it helps a lot to really understand what's going on right now with AI and the capabilities, because like I'm saying, this is all about just being able to focus on the things you want to focus on, the things that make you happy, the things that'll make you money, and finding a way to outsource for the cheapest amount possible every other task that you don't feel like doing. So one thing AI can do with these services is it has a better ability to read the demands of the business. So where I think in the past, there were certain like structured packages that a business might buy when it comes to cloud computing services, I think today that it's getting better at realizing what the business actually needs. So it doesn't need to buy more or less data than it actually needs, but it can buy the exact amount of data. It can buy the right package. It doesn't have to, waste money buying more data and more services than it actually needs. So this not only saves the business or the consumer money, but it also saves Microsoft money, because they're able to really scale up or scale down on their business operations, not just based on, like a guess or a report, but they have real-time data to use to let them know what actually needs to be working and operating and what doesn't need to be there. And yeah, as the AI technology gets better, it's just going to become even more better at recognizing patterns within businesses that, for the most part, businesses won't even recognize. Like, the AI is going to start bringing stuff to businesses' attentions that a business might have never been able to realize before. So one of the biggest factors about this cloud service with AI is its security features. In the past, they would have more of like a hands-on security approach where, they'd have to be basically having a person monitor everything. But AI has taken that over. It's still in a process where they're building on it and they're making it better, but it's already being able to do tasks that used to require a person. So this is making it not only cheaper, is making the security better, and it's also freeing up space where someone would, have to sit there and monitor stuff, that they can actually go out and start creating something that's going to be more of a benefit to the business. And of course, if you're using and implementing the best and smartest business technology for your business, this is going to give you an edge over the other businesses in your market, in your area, whatever it is. Because if they're not using this service, it's going to give you a massive advantage. You're going to have a lot more data, and basically it's just going to set you ahead. So, I think that's going to fuel a lot of businesses. They've already started to jump on the bandwagon, but once they see that their competitors are beating them just from having something they don't have, like a cloud service with AI, it's going to be no time at all before every business just sees AI cloud service as a necessity. So just looking at everything else, really, the main source of income from Microsoft was their software, with like their business software, like, you know, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, all these different services. Well, these services are still growing, but it's like they had like maybe a 15% increase over the same amount of time, where this cloud service had a 30% increase in revenue to 50% increase. So basically what's going on is this cloud service is taking the lead with Microsoft, and it's making all their other products fall behind, which is pretty interesting to me, because I really had no idea until this earnings report. But it really, I mean, it's not surprising at all at the same time. The Microsoft personal computing division had about a 10% increase in revenue over the same time. So, you know, that's showing people are still buying more computers. A lot of it is gaming, you know, other things that don't have to do with business. But another thing that this is telling me is that, you know, Microsoft's business services are generating more revenue than their actual consumer services. Meaning like the products they're selling to businesses are generating them more money than the products that they're selling just to, you know, everyday people who buy stuff at the store or on the internet from their site. So summing everything up, it looks like Microsoft is going to be moving faster, going to be making more money than people thought, mainly thanks to their AI cloud service. I know there are other cloud service providers that provide services to businesses that are very popular already. I don't know too much about their AI services, but I can pretty much bet that if they're not using them now, they're going to be incorporating it very soon after seeing the success of Microsoft. And all these different companies are, you know, competing against each other too. So this is going to be something to watch, this race between the different tech companies and how they implement AI. Because if this earnings report says anything, whoever comes out on top, if somebody does come out on top with being known as the best for AI services, I think they're going to be basically like the number one tech company for many years to come. So that's about it. Hopefully you got some value off of the information I had to tell you, and if you haven't subscribed already, go and do it. Hit the like button too. I'm out for now. Have a good day.